and I'm here today with our special guest, Ted Kooser. Welcome in, Ted.
Nice to meet you, Philip.
How are you doing today?
It is a good day. It's a Wednesday, and I'm on Poets Today with Philip. What a time to be alive.
All right, so tell me a little bit about your life, Ted.
Sure. So I was born in 1939 in Ames, Iowa. I attended Iowa State University and University of Nebraska, where I got a BA and a MA.
Wow, that's really impressive.
Thank you. And I was a poet laureate from 2004 to 2006. Definitely very honored to receive that. After I graduated, I wrote poetry, obviously, but I also was a life insurance executive, and I did enjoy that job, but obviously poetry was very important to me as well. And a lot of people, they say that after they read my poetry, they explain that my poetry shows the vanishing ways of life, and also a lot of my poetry contains past stuff. It's very nostalgic. That's the kind of tone I was going for throughout this. You won't see very many things about the present or the future, because many of my books are focused on just human knowledge, and a lot of it's old age, obviously, because I'm much older. So do you have any questions?
Yeah, so Ted, I understand that at a certain point you did have cancer. How did
Right.
that affect your work?
In the early 1990s, I was diagnosed with cancer, and I don't like to talk about it too much, but obviously I'm still here, so I've survived it. But I like to incorporate that into my poetry a little bit. That's why they get the past, because I feel like the present isn't exactly known. You can never assume that you have more time than you do. One of the things that I used to get through this cancer was my best friend Jim Harrison, and he was a great poet, fantastic guy, one of my best friends. He ended up moving across the country, so we'd write letters back and forth to each other in poetry, and he helped me get through this time. It was tough, but definitely got a new perspective from life. One of the things that you'll see in my poetry often is a lot about death metaphors, and a lot of references just to old age and kind of being forgotten a little bit, but it's just a lot of deep stuff. Anyway.
Yeah, so recently you did come out with a new book, am I right?
I did, yes.
All right.
It is called Flying at Night, my newest published book. Let me just tell you a little bit about this. So, one of the tones I was going for throughout this book was very nostalgic, like I said before. A lot about old age, and I incorporate quite a bit about Nebraska, because while I was born in Iowa, I definitely love Nebraska. So much beauty in it, absolutely my favorite place. So you'll see a lot about that too, but you see things about kind of just sadness, and there's one poem I write called, one of my favorite poems written in this is called In the Basement of the Goodwill Store. And so it goes, in the musty light, in the thin brown air of damp carpets, doll heads and rust, beneath long rows of sharp footballs like nails in a lid, an old man stands trying on glasses, lifting each pair from the box like a glistering fish and holding it up to the light of a dirty bowl. Near him, a heap of enameled pans as white as skulls loom in the catacomb shadows, and old toys with dry red throats coughing up bouquets of curtain rods. And there's more to it, but I'll just give you the first 10 or so lines of it. But what I was going for in this was just this feeling of being forgotten almost, because it's in the basement of a Goodwill store. So it's not just in a Goodwill store, it's in the basement of it, kind of reinforcing the idea of being forgotten. And in this part I kind of talk about, I go through different clothing items the narrator goes through different clothing items that had once been loved, however are now forgotten in the basement of the Goodwill store. And I feel like this kind of embodies my whole poetry book here called Flying at Night. So yeah, overall I just feel that this has a lot of strings woven in about death and about life and reminiscence, and you won't find very much information about the future or the past. Because like I said before, I enjoy writing about the past more so. And yeah, that's all I have for you today.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming in today, Ted.
course.
So folks, go out and pick up his new book, Flying at Night. And this is Philip signing off. Have a good day, folks.
There's like dance.
Work it.
Bad mouth.
This is going in the video.